Hello everyone, and welcome to our capstone presentation. We are here to pitch to Digital Bunker 365 different strategies and recommendations through a series of analysis that we did to help improve their customer journeys. So let's meet the team. My name is Umaima.
I'm Gabby.
I'm Vanchika.
And I'm Mikey.
And let's get into the problem. So the problem is that we're trying to target small to medium-sized, non-tech savvy companies that don't have any sort of tool to help protect them against cybersecurity risks. And without any sort of defense, it leaves them vulnerable to these cybersecurity risks and threats and attacks that could potentially harm them. Now, that's where Digital Bunker 365 comes into play. So Digital Bunker 365 provides real-time automated cybersecurity compliance and risk detection for non-tech savvy companies. This will help them prevent IT breaches without the need for in-house expertise. So we're telling them right away who we are, who we're targeting, and what we do. Now let's dive into the analysis of the product itself. So let's speak to the strengths first. So the platform itself is a multi-layered security and compliance framework. We are experts in what we do. Microsoft 365 is our focus for this product, so we know it in and out. We also have real-time monitoring with rapid response team available for our clients. When we look at opportunities, cybersecurity threats are on the rise. A lot of companies are looking for tools to protect them against it. Another opportunity is with AI. AI is all the craze right now, and we need to think about how we can stay up to date with the latest trends and bring that AI automation to enhance our platform. A weakness is that since we are focused on Microsoft 365, if there ever is an outage, if there's any sort of disruption, that will affect us as well. So since we are focused on it, it kind of can be leveraged as a strength or weakness. And then next is we also have very similar features available to our competitors. Mikey will speak more about what makes us different, but some features are similar, which makes us kind of in that mid-market competitive zone. And when it comes to threats, again, there is that rapid evolution of cyber threats, so we need to stay up to date as to what's happening, how it's evolving, and how we can stay up to date. And then lastly is we also have strong competition from major vendors like Microsoft Defender, who a lot of people would normally think, if we have Microsoft 365, wouldn't we just get their cybersecurity solution platform Defender to protect us against that, right? And again, we'll talk more about this in a bit. But now I'll pass it over to Vanchika to speak more about the ICP.
So here we first define the core attributes for the ideal customer profile we're looking at for Digital Bunker 365. We're targeting mid-market organizations with 35 to 300 employees, large enough to have meaningful security and compliance needs, but small enough that their IT teams are quite lean. In most cases, these teams consist of 1 to 5 generalists without specialized security expertise. In terms of geographic focus, it's primarily in the New York and New Jersey transit area where we can build relationships, but with potential to scale both regionally and nationally. We're especially relevant to high compliance industries with low existing IT investment, which includes healthcare, legal, education, shipping, construction, and nonprofits. And finally, many of the companies face sector-specific regulatory requirements, which makes a managed, compliance-oriented security partner essential. Next. Now, within these organizations, our primary buyer is typically the CIO, IT director, or the head of technology. Secondary influencers often include compliance officers, finance heads, legal counsels, and sometimes even operations. These influencers influence purchasing decisions and can accelerate or delay the evaluation process. The key preferences align closely with our value proposition. They want visibility and control, have preference for clear ROI and transparent reporting, and have interest in reducing vendor complexity and consolidating tools. However, a notable finding that we had was that they are skeptical of vague or overly hands-off solutions, placing a premium on oversight and accountability. Moving on to this first phase of a customer journey map. So the journey typically begins with a specific trigger event, which exposes gaps in an organization's Microsoft 365 security. The customer might have experienced an event that acts as a high priority trigger, which could include a data breach, undergoing an IT audit, or a change in leadership or compliance policy. As mentioned by Abhijit during our meetings, security breaches account for about 50% of Digital Bunker 365's leads. At this stage, customers are often in a reactive mode whereby they're not shopping for solutions until a security incident forces them to act. Now we move on to phase two, where our first touchpoint is outreach and awareness, centered on complementary evaluation designed to encourage immediate engagement. Next is initial contact and discovery call, where we clearly communicate our value beyond Microsoft's native tools and set expectations for the process. As per our analysis, the most critical friction point during the phase is the evaluation and assessment stage. This is where we lose about 50% of potential clients. The main barrier is the perceived effort, the time commitment, and the discomfort around sharing sensitive data before trust is fully established. The hesitation not only slows our sales cycle, but also means high potential leads never progress beyond initial discussions. This is where a proposed solution, which is Digital Bunker 365 Solution Studio, comes in, which Gabby will take you through. Okay, we go back.
Oh, sorry.
Which Gabby will take you through later. But from there, we conduct 1 to 2 week evaluation and assessment, delivering a detailed risk profile and secure score analysis to establish a clear baseline. And finally, we present our findings in a comprehensive report, which includes a gap analysis, a recommended roadmap, and an ROI projection. Yeah. And then the final phase of our customer journey, which is post sale and service, it's where we focus on onboarding and on the onboarding and deployment process that quickly establishes multi-layered protection. We maintain strong engagement through continuous monitoring, performance reporting, and timely support. Finally, renewal and expansion discussions allow us to introduce advanced features, migrations, and an additional protection to meet evolving customer needs. And now to Gabby.
Hello everyone, I'm so excited to introduce you guys to the Digital Bunker 365 Security Solutions Studio. The Security Solutions Studio is an interactive demo site that prospects experience Digital Bunker 365 security tools firsthand, proving value in building trust before you buy. This isn't just like a website replacement, this is to be used as a tool, whether that's a marketing landing page, whether that's to use within demo meetings. This is to be used in addition to the website. So when someone enters the Security Solutions Studio, they can 1, test drive the platform and dashboard, 2, explore around with industry-specific scenarios, 3, interact with our ROI calculator, 4, security playbook library, meaning this is an e-learning site, and 5, the guided tour mode, which takes them through steps 1 through 4. All right, now I am going to show you our prototype. Bear with me for 1 second, please. All right. So this is the Security Solutions Studio. I'm just going to take you through, this is what our landing page looks like. But importantly, let's go into the interactive demo. So what we're looking at right now is our dashboard. So this is just like a theoretical dashboard of what the Digital Bunker 365 suite looks like. Potential customers can interact with security trends. They can look at the vulnerability distribution and auto-fix recommendations, you name it. In the industry kit, so this specific section explores how Digital Bunker 365 adapts to your industry's unique compliance and security requirements. Healthcare is going to look a lot different than financial services, so we figured we'd split it up by compliance frameworks, risk assessment, security controls, amongst all of these industries. And then now, diving into the ROI calculator, this is the opportunity where potential customers can input their personal information. So I'll walk you guys through it really quick. So let's say there's 250 employees, we'll be in the healthcare industry, annual revenue, we'll just add a few zeros there. And then we'll say that they don't have any security program, and then HIPAA. So it'll calculate the ROI for you, break it down. Again, I just want to preface, this is all very much so theoretical. And then there will be an implementation timeline at the bottom. So this is just, again, very theoretical. What does the initial setup look like? What does the compliance integration look like? And how long will it take to have complete protection? And there's a call to action at the bottom that'll take you directly to put your contact information in. This is what the security playbook library looks like. This is information like phishing attack prevention, ransomware defense strategy, data breach response. And this is ways that Digital Bunker, like 365, can provide these solutions for you. And then lastly is like just a little fun like guided tour that I mentioned. And then if you go to, we said it was start free trial, it'll take you directly to speak with our security team. So all the customers have to do is just, or potential customers have to do is enter their information in, and then they'll book a demo with the Digital 365 team. And then let me go back. And so we tested this prototype with industry professionals. This past week, we talked with Wesley Eugene, who's the ex-CIO of IDEO and current SVP of North American Hit Global. And when we showed him the prototype, he said that the industry level overview within the prototype is key to demonstrating its value to potential partners. And then I'm going to walk you guys through the go-to-market strategy. Now that we've talked about the Security Solutions Studio, let's talk about how to bring it to market. Our go-to-market strategy is designed to grow on 5 fronts: brand, marketing, distribution, partners, and retention. First, with the brand, we want to position it as and keep it simple. Peace of mind without the IT headaches. Keeping the messaging clear and transparent. We want people to leave the website more informed, not confused. Second, marketing is where we flip the script. In addition to our Security Solutions Studio, we also have a proactive marketing outreach that we will further talk about later on in the presentation. In regard to distribution, we're doing industry-specific bundles, and then with partners, we'll partner up with compliance consultants and managed service providers. And then in order to keep retention, it's about staying valuable, right? Like you can only do so much to get people in, but you want to keep people informed and, I guess like wanting to come back for more. So we're going to be doing the continuous education, bunker pulse compliance and risk reports, and different tracking and referral programs. But the bottom line here is we're not just getting clients, we're building a pipeline that turns prospects into long-term advocates.
Next, I want to walk you through the marketing investment. As Gabby mentioned, we want to invest in 2 main things. First is the proactive outreach program, which the fund can be allocated to 40% of the total marketing budget. And the strategies that we want to have is content creation, including the educational resources as you can see in the demo, and also targeted campaigns such as email marketing, specific industry event sponsorship, or targeted ads on LinkedIn and Google. And the next 60% of the total marketing investment, we want to allocate it to Security Solutions Studio, which the fund will be used for software design, production, testing, and maintenance. And next, I want to go through the competitive analysis. So our team exclusively focus on SaaS solution provider for Microsoft 365 business users. And it can be separated into security focus and all-round focus, where they have focus on optimizing the whole Microsoft 365 environment. And we have like 5 main competitors: CoreView, Raincore, Microsoft Defender, SaaSkit, and Managed Engine. I can walk you through each competitors individually, but what I want you to focus is Microsoft Defender, which can be considered as our main competitors. And while other competitors target enterprise customer, which has up to 1,000 and 10,000 users, Microsoft Defender targets small to medium-sized business up to 300 users, just like Digital Bunker 365. And while they have the best brand recognition, they actually offer the least feature cover functionality. For example, they don't have the specific industry compliance, they don't have the license optimization, they don't have the compliance enhancement. And these 2 points are very important for our pricing model. So we want, for the suggested pricing model, we want to have 1-tier subscription at $4 per user per month. As you can see here, other competitors offer significantly lower than us, but that because they're targeting enterprise clients with up to 10,000 users and with minimum user limits. Closer to us is Microsoft Defender at $3 per user per month. But as I said, they offer the least functionality products. So we want to position ourselves at $4 per user per month to signal higher value and a premium product that offers more than what Microsoft Defender have. And to give you a quote from Raphael, CAO at Auto Advisor, he said that the customer doesn't mind spending more money if they have a problem. Yes.
All right. Good job, team. We ran out of time, but let's move on to judges.
Sure. The security playbook. What do you think are some of the key things that you should focus in there? What are some of the topics that you thought were hot?
So we want to include the main security issue that the real company has. So could be business email.
Business
Yeah.
email.
And I think it kind of, as I mentioned before, like the cyber threats evolve over time. So whatever's most relevant, what's most common right now, I think we need to constantly updating it to whatever's most relevant in the different industries that we showed there. And then providing different use cases of like what another company had done to protect themselves against it, how we help them do that. I think again, it just will be constantly changing as time goes on.
I think like also because regulation is a big factor for a lot of these companies, use it as like an educational page also to educate these companies if there are regulatory changes upcoming in the industry or what they need to keep up to date with and things like that.
I have a question. On your go-to-market strategy slide, I think you mentioned in the partner section, like working with compliance consultants and managed service providers. Does Digital Bunker 365 do that now? Like, do you guys already work with consultants and MSPs? Is that the intent?
I would say not at the moment.
One of our opportunities that we did was to enhance the MSP partnerships right now to help increase our client outreach. So definitely something we're working towards now. I don't think we have too many at the moment, but I think that's a great idea to continue growing our client base, get others' feedback into what we're currently doing, what we could improve, but not at the moment.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other judges? Yes.
For the working prototype, the security playbook, for the information center, how often is that going to be updated?
Based on the reports that we've done of how often cyber threats are constantly evolving, it is changing very fast, but we think if we do it on a 6-month basis, that's plenty of time to kind of understand how people have been reacting to them, how we should be protecting them against it, and then also see like what are some common use cases. So 6 months biannually should be.
Okay. And it's going to be industry specific?
Yeah, based on the different tabs that we had set up.
And then where are you pulling in like the updates from?
There are different channels. I feel like online you can find a lot of different kind of companies that focus on what are current cybersecurity threats that are going on, and then taking it from them, meeting with them, kind of speaking to them one-on-one about what are certain issues that are facing Microsoft 365 specifically, because they may work with other platforms, not just Microsoft 365. So I think it's a lot of one-on-one speaking to them, online trying to see what's relevant, what's credible, what are some articles that a lot of professionals are coming out with, different resources like that.
All right. Judges, any other questions? All right. Thank you, Team Waterpond.